No, man.
It is. It is very much so about being a man, a prepared vessel, man, a prepared individual. I've always said that, you know, you don't have the task of being the most dangerous person in the room, but you do want to be one of the most prepared. It's
Yeah.
hard to it's hard to be the most dangerous person in any given place, but you can be one of the most prepared. And that's the mindset.
Well, exactly.
And,
Now,
and being,
now you've seen the HDR 50. This is the HDR 68.
yeah, oh
So,
yeah, there's no
now,
doubt that can bring the pain.
now, for those who don't know, 50 and 60. Well, that's 50 caliber and 68 caliber. These are
Yeah.
not like like pellet guns. No, man.
Right.
They do not shoot pellets. They shoot larger ammunition.
That obviously could take out small game, I imagine, rabbits and squirrels.
Possibly. And these are pepper balls.
Yeah.
And that's basically a kinetic ball. It's mostly like a Kevlar riot ball. It's a solid Kevlar. It's like smooth, almost like plasticky. It's made of Kevlar.
Put out the video on pepper spray a couple of weeks back, and a lot of people were saying, that I should get, pepper gel. And I'm probably going to try some out, just to test it, see. But pepper spray, I sprayed the can that I had, and it projects about 12 feet of nastiness. And I got a little bit when I was testing it. I got a little bit on my fingertip. And then I came inside and I want to say like I rubbed my nose or something. What is that right there?
This is basically an HDS 68, HDS home defense shotgun, 68 caliber. Well, I think this was the first one I bought. This is the first model I bought. The first less than lethal I bought.
That shoots pepper balls as well.
It can shoot pepper balls. It can shoot paintballs. It can shoot like riot balls. It's 2 shots. You can basically like this. You have 2 shots. It works on a system like this. It's basically you put your CO2 cartridge in here, and you screw it in, right? And you put it on the other end. You like flip it, not like a regular like BB gun. Okay, you flip it, right? Now this is basically your you have to slap this plunger. You have to slap this and then the pin goes up. That's how these things work. That means you have no wasted CO2. When it's ready, you just slap it. Got to get a hard slap underneath the handle, or basically, you basically put it like this. For whatever, which barrel you want to use. You know what I mean? It's got like a little switch. Spring with a switch. Yeah.
Is that what they use in the riot? Like CO2 power?
Yeah, CO2. CO2 is cheap. Okay. You can buy them at Walmart. This one's the HDS 68. No, this is the HDX. Yeah, HDX 68. Home Defense Extreme from the T-Fury series. Similar saying, except it takes 2 CO2 cartridges. You got to open this up. It's for example, I'll show this. Yeah, that's how you open it. You got to open it up. It has a tool inside of it. Now it has a similar slapping mechanism here. You know what I mean? It takes 2 CO2 cartridges. It's a pump action. It's a 68 caliber. I'm hoping to get there's one I don't have yet in my collection. I'm going to add. It's the HGB, which is the semi-automatic. It's basically similar to this, except it's kind of like the HDS. It's like a semi-automatic shotgun. It's got like a pistol grip at the end. It's shorter. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And it's but this one's pump action.
That's awesome, man. You got a nice collection of that stuff.
Thank you. These are very good. I just recently got in this because of Rune Rebel, and there's a lot of other people. For example, before a couple last week, I interviewed a guy called Airgun Alley Miami. He's a really cool guy. He just got into these self-defense and weapons. He's a newcomer, but he's gotten into the less than lethal world, the air gun world. They're the pre-charged pneumatic air rifles. They are just as powerful these days as a firearm. You can buy a pre-charged matic, right? You got to pump it. No, man, it's got like a gauge. But you can get them in big bore. Even pellets can shoot very lethal ammunition, like the Hornets, the HM and Hornets, and stuff like that.
That's really it's interesting. As time progresses, we come up with more and more things.
Yes, we do. Well,
yeah.
I would suggest getting these, and actually, because a lot of people, even in Europe, even with the regulation, get these.
Yeah. I got to thinking I'm probably going to end up doing a less than kind of something to piggyback my home defense video, lethal home defense. Probably going to do something for people in countries that don't have that option, because a great majority of people, that watch the video, some of them can't even have guns. They can't have the shotguns. So the shotgun is most everybody's go-to for lethal.
Well, a lot of times they buy those repeating crossbows these days.
Yeah.
For lethality, the repeating crossbows, that's what they buy. I talked to a lot of people in Europe. So those Cobra adders, for example, and those other crossbows like the Vlad and the Steam Bow are very popular over there. They serve a similar purpose. The one thing I like about a crossbow is it doesn't make a sound.
Yeah. Oh man, silent warfare. That's the beautiful thing about it. It's just so quiet.
Yeah.
Definitely, bud. Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yeah. Now these will make a pop. They won't make a firearm sound, but they'll make a pop, a big old pop. It'll be a little loud.
Yeah, it'd be a click, but by the time you hear it, it's too late.
Well, that's the crossbow, but these T3 series will make a loud pop. It's I would suggest these because you talk about training pistols, right? The T3 series are the ultimate training pistols because they have bullet-sized projectiles.
Yeah, and probably some kick as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, great to train with. I've loved working with my Glock CO2. It has really helped me on the range as well.
I understand. Yeah. But try yourself an HDP or an HDR.
Yeah, HDP.
Yeah,
like one of those.
HDP.
Yeah.
This is an HDP 50 from the T4 series. You can also use an HDR 50, one of my favorites, or an HDR 68. These are relatively cheap. You can actually you can get the 11. Make sure to get the 11 joule version. It's got to say 11 joule.
11.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You'll get the most power that way.
Yep.
You know what I mean? If you get one of these.
Absolutely.
These got like Piccadilly rails. They got rails on them, all of them. So you can put flashlights on them, whatever you want. Lasers, flashlights. Yeah. You can deck them out.
Make a pretty good little.
Oh yeah, they make a nice pop. CO2 makes a nice pop. But
it does.
They
especially when it's fresh.
There's the Byrna, but that's more expensive. A lot of people buy the T3 stuff. The Byrna is really good for self-defense. They got different versions of the Byrna, but it is more expensive.
Gotcha.
They're a serious less than lethal there.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yep. What anything else you want to add to the, I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No, absolutely. That was actually pretty cool to get a good intro on all of that, because over time you will see me probably needing to dive into that world more. So you're probably going to be a resource for me on that. It'll be a necessity because people. What I want is for people to come to my channel and get something of everything. I want them to come and get weapon reviews, non-lethal reviews. So if I need to go that route, you'll definitely be a go-to for me.
Okay. But there's someone else you should talk to, and I interviewed him on my channel just a week ago. A pre-recorded interview. It's on my channel, by the way.
Okay.
Slingshot Warrior.
Yeah,
I'm Slingshot Warrior. I'm Wolf Energy on Instagram, but
Slingshot Warrior on YouTube, right?
Yes.
I need to
Why do
spend
you gotta
more. I
say?
hope to get more time watching, man. I spend so much time putting out. I'm putting out about 3 videos a week now, so I'm kind of in put out mode, but I do want to
Oh
go
yeah.
back.
But if you really want to know what these tea-free products are about,
Yeah,
I would suggest Air Gun Alley, Miami.
gotcha. Cool. Because it'll definitely be something that I want to be able to review products like that for people who have to have less than lethal. I just want to be able to basically put my hands on everything over time. To be straight up,
Understandable.
I'm probably at the point in my channel where I'm going to start asking for, Patreon support. Obviously, just low key kind of, but I have a Patreon, and a lot of people are saying, "Hey, man, review this, review that," and what the thing is a lot of times I have to buy the stuff that I'm reviewing, so it can get
Yeah.
really expensive. What's really cool is when I get free stuff. When people say test my product for free, that's when it's wonderful. And I may once my channel gets big enough, Justin. Once it gets big enough, I'll be able to pull that a little bit more, to be able to go to some of these companies.
I understand. Well, if you ever want someone to come up and bring some of these products up, I got some time for that. I mean, I love to go down south again. I have family up in Greenville,
Yeah.
South Carolina.
Oh, you in family in Carolina? Okay. I'm in Virginia, so it's right.
That's
Right.
not far from me. I'm from Maryland.
Oh, nice, nice. So yeah, I mean, yeah, a guest appearance. I mean, think about how easy it could be done. Like if you wanted to come down here, I call it 411 camp. If you wanted to drop by here at some point in time and bring some gadgets, we could take a look. We could make a video
Okay.
and it would also too could plug your channel as well.
Okay, I can do that. That's a
We
good crossover.
we
Since
could you could bring some of your gadgets. We could set up some targets, and I'm just going to say, this is Justin from Slingshot Warrior. He's going to demonstrate. People do that kind of stuff on YouTube all the time, especially since you've got the gear, and I've got, pretty. How many subscribers you got, Justin?
a lot. It's like 1,000 something subscribers. I can't remember the numbers very well.
Yeah, that's
My channel's grown by leaps and bounds, and it's
yeah,
been very good.
very good. Yeah,
Uh,
do a crossover video at some point, and let you show off some of your gear on my channel, and then people can
if you
subscribe.
really, but I want to say this: if you really want to know about the T-Free series,
Yeah,
Air Gun Alley, Miami does a lot of tests of these products.
yeah.
Air Gun Alley, by
Air Gun Alley. Okay.
Miami, Air Gun Alley, Miami. Really cool guy. It would be interesting if there was if we teamed up three.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that'd be a great, because it's the more my audience grows, the more it'd be cool to be able to introduce, more things to them. I want to have a one-stop shop for everybody, and that's so far so good. It's worked out, and
I like to do many things too. That's what I like about you, is that
yeah,
just like you, I'm not just one thing. I recently started into these T-Free products from a good buddy of mine, Rune Rebel.
yeah,
So I've been slingshots mostly. I started out with slingshots and for my videos. I make my own slingshots. If you look at my videos, scrapper frames, and
yeah.
before I could edit, now I can do editing more, which is really great. I've really outdone myself with the editing. I've done a lot of videos, crossbow videos. I have a compound bow, but I just think I'm better with a crossbow. just because it's so easier. I've done some shooting with that, and I've done spear throwing videos, tomahawk, you name it, just like you have.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
I've had some weight problems, but I'm losing weight.
You had some what problems?
Weight problems, but I'm losing it.
Yeah,
I've actually gotten an air fryer. I'm changing my diet and my life.
yeah. Yeah, it's we all, man, from time to time have those moments in time where we have to check ourselves, because putting on weight is easy, especially the older we get. And
Yeah.
I basically had to equip my body altogether. I was, before I got deep into this channel, I wasn't training like I should, but like the channel now motivates me to train all the time, and I've got like a little gym set up downstairs to go and lift, and I'm starting to get into sprints and stuff. So it's just a process. We have to check ourselves from time to time. We go through seasons where we kind of take our foot off the gas and we can put on weight, and especially as getting into your 40s, it's a fight now, brother.
Yeah, I know. I would say I've got to give you a quick salute, and this is what I always do on my channel when I want to salute somebody. And I want to say, I tell you what you got, and I'm going to tell you what you got with this one. Oh, man. Okay. Oh, no, that's not the right one.
What's that?
Sorry, that's my bad.
That's all right.
Gotta take that down. Where I was thinking, oh, I mistaked it. That's the credits. No worries. Here it is. Sometimes mistakes happen.
Oh yeah, we're dealing with technical stuff, especially.
Okay, here we go. You got wolf energy, bro.
I love it. Love it. Very cool,
Thank
man.
you. I always love you.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. I've enjoyed. I mean, this has been a good, easy process. Like I said, man, my buddy at Safe Prep's been wanting to get me on his channel, but my signal has been very grainy and popping in and out. And for some reason, I like the setup that you use here. It's StreamYard. So
yeah, StreamYards.
Yeah, it's very, very cool, and I may need to get into that at some point. But
It's connected to YouTube. You can actually download on an app, or you can use it on your basically your laptop or PC or whatever.
That's really good. That's really cool, man. It's good to meet people of like minds, and it's been this community's been really awesome. I believe it or not, I get very little hate comments on YouTube. Every now and then somebody will come on there and say something stupid.
Yeah.
I will tell you, Justin, I'm the kind of guy that I just don't, some people will tolerate that stuff on their YouTube channel. I want the people that come to my channel to know that I'm a real person, that I'm a real person with real feelings, and I really care about my subscribers. And, when people come on that channel, I've had a couple of them, they've been consistently rude. I just block them.
Yeah, I understand. I have rude people on my live streams. They don't come on my pre-recorded videos.
Yeah.
So that's the reason.
I block them, and I don't want that kind of traffic. And I said all.
Yeah, I get you, but here's the thing: the trolls I get on my live streams, you can block them, but they got several troll accounts.
They do. They sure do. And one of the things I have noticed about the community, the positive side of what I'm saying is that I have met so many awesome people. It's really the outdoor community, just this whole realm that we're in.
I call them the hobbyist community. There are so many people in different communities that I've been a part of, and they're not that much different. It's just sometimes they don't talk to each other as much because they got a lot in common, more than they have difference. I mean, the slingshot community, the knife community. For example, the slingshot community has a legendary shooter, Rufus Hussey. The archer community has a legendary archer, Byron Ferguson. You know what I mean? And the knife community has basically a legendary knife and axe thrower, Adam Seladin. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's man. Him and I like him. I really like Jason Johnson as well.
A lot of firearms people look down on less than lethals a lot of times. And I was talking about that with my good buddy in Airgun Alley. They look down on less than lethals like they're nothing. And I can tell you from I gave one to my brother, and it basically fended off a crackhead. I gave him I gave him one that looked just like this, got an extra one, and with some rubber riot balls that took the crackhead away from his car. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, definitely. It, I tell you, anything, I say it like this, anything, the problem with most people is they have no weapon, so
Yeah.
I am just pro weapon.
Oh yeah.
Whatever people are comfortable using, whatever they're good at using. And some tasks require light, some tasks require heavy.
Yeah.
I love it all, and I think that's one of the reasons why I've had
Yeah.
such a good time in the community. Is
Oh yeah.
it's been so pleasant talking to people from all over with similar interest, and people have been very gracious. It's
Oh yeah.
I thought when I got into YouTube and started wanting to grow a YouTube channel that I was going to have to deal with just rudeness, and see some people they do well with that. They don't care. I kind of like, to me, it's one of those things. It tends to get me down when I get too much of that, just because it's a shame that people act like that. It's my
It
thing. It's
is.
not,
It's the thing. From I've talked to see on a previous interview, I had Airgun Alley John of Airgun Alley, Miami.
yeah,
He's from
yeah,
he lives in Florida, and he's recently a newcomer to these air guns. But
yeah,
a lot of the firearms people, like look down upon like the less than lethal crowd because
yeah,
they think that it's nothing. They think that getting hit with a
yeah,
less than lethal
yeah,
is nothing compared to a bullet. Well, it still hurts. You know what I mean?
yeah. It does.
Pepper ball will still take the wind out of your sails, and it will make you, you know.
It's about buying you some time. I mean, sometimes in a life and death situation, time is everything.
Yep.
And I don't think a lot of people, as far as the firearm crowd, which I'm in the firearm crowd, and I may rub some wrong with what I say here. I mean, because I am a firearms guy, lethal firearm shooter. But the thing is that I don't think a lot of them realize what you're going to go through after the shot is fired and after the person's been killed. I think
I always say that,
it,
it's like they don't understand,
there's a lot.
like killing somebody has a mental, but it also, I get it. It's better to be judged by 12 than carried out by 6. But at the same time, if there's a middle ground, and not every situation calls for lethal force,
Right.
and this is why the police and military, particularly the police, have
Yeah.
less than lethals
They
for
sure
certain
do.
situations.
They sure do, without question. And
For
sometimes
example, the only
about,
thing, for example, the crackhead that was near my brother's car, he what he was doing is he wouldn't leave the car and talking about how much he loved drugs and was begging for money. You know what I mean?
yeah.
That's not a lethal force situation. You know what I
No,
mean?
no, not at all.
He just wouldn't get away from his car.
Yep, yep, not at all. Yeah, that would, killing somebody like that. See, in my state, here in the state of Virginia, we have a no retreat, stand your ground clause, a stand your ground
Okay.
rule here in Virginia, but you have to match the threat. It's like, if the threat can't be, if I have a guy who is just threatening to beat me up and I shoot him, I'm going to jail. Now, uh, if I'm getting beat to death, the situation's different. I'm about to die, or more than one person's beating on me. It might fly, but like if a guy just flexes at me and says, "Hey man, I'm gonna crack your skull," and I say, "Oh really?" and then I pull out a gun and I shoot him. Well then of course it's going to be like, well, did he come after you yet? Well, no, he just
Yeah.
threatened. See, so it would be one of those things where I stood my ground with more force than what. Now if he pulled
So
a
wouldn't
and
it
I,
be like to have like one of these around just to make him think twice? Because I'm gonna
yeah,
tell you, these things will just this thing shredded through basically a cardboard target that had stuffed with plastic bags and had thick
oh yeah,
layers in the backboard.
it's gonna hurt.
Basically, it shredded a hole through this, like
It's
5
gonna.
shots to shredded a hole. And so this thing will hurt. I mean,
Oh
like the
yeah,
rounds that I recently got shredded a hole. I don't suggest getting the rubber rounds. Get basically the nylon or Kevlar covered
yeah,
riot balls. I mean the smooth ones. they will hit harder. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially
And
if they get hit in the head, and
that's the reason they call this less than lethal. It doesn't necessarily mean it can't be lethal. You
yeah,
know?
yeah, exactly. Oh, it could. I mean, the right shot, because you take a slingshot for example. There's no doubt in my mind that if somebody, put a standard set of like 7/16 or 7 millimeter bands on a slingshot and then sent a 3/8 round, if it hit me in the head, I guarantee you I would drop to the ground. I would
Yeah.
if somebody shot me with a steel ball with a slingshot, I'd probably cover my head and hit the ground. It would hurt some kind of nasty, fierce.
Yeah. And
And
that's what these things can do. And these
it would
things,
take you a minute to gather your senses, and then everything can change in a minute. You give yourself
you can,
time.
did you know you can make your own like less than lethal slugs with these?
Yeah, I did not
The
know.
hot glue, there's a hot glue mold you can buy. And there's also power kits. You can tune these up to basically higher joules.
Yeah,
So these are pretty good to have. You know,
that's awesome. Yeah, it is, man. I'm like I said, I'm an advocate for all of it. I think that all of it has its place, and there is a time and a place for certain things. So, man, 100. Yes, absolutely.
exactly. And the thing is, a lot of times, these will be the best. These will be good for base situations where Tony Tough Guy wants to play rough with
Yeah,
somebody. Let's say someone doesn't have the physical force to do something.
yeah.
This is the good alternative. Pepper ball to the face, or basically a kinetic round will stop him. Tony Tough Guy,
Oh, yeah.
in a
Yeah, a lot of
heartbeat.
people don't realize the implications of even a fist fight, what all can go wrong. I mean, like a street fighting is should never happen.
Yeah, I've been in one, and I took karate for like 6 years.
Yeah,
The thing is, one homeless guy, wanted to see how good it was. Tried to be nice, tried to be civil,
yeah,
but I'm walking around my neighborhood, and he wants to see how good I was. Until one time, I was like, I got the Dalton philosophy of like combat: be
yeah.
nice until it's time not to be nice.
That's right.
And I got into a fight with him and his friend. I fended off both of them, but I broke his nose and his rib. But still, even I've won that fight, I can tell you this: I was sore afterwards. I was in my 20s,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
still hurt. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I got a busted lip. I didn't feel that pain until after, but still, my muscles were sore from that fight.
Absolutely. That's the thing about I like what Jocko said. He was basically saying, when it comes to street fight, he said, I'm going to run away from it. He said, there's almost he's basically what he says. He says, I'm going to run away from it because there's almost nothing good that can come from it. You might stab me, you might sue me. He says what changes is when you grab me. I like how he put it like that. He says, what changes is when you grab me. And because it's so true, people are so quick to throw themselves at a street fight now, and as they don't think about, grown men. When you were in middle school, you could get into a fight, and or even high school, and you get suspended, and that's the end of the story. But like when grown men get into it, assault charges start getting filed. Knives enter in, and most people in a fit of rage without thinking would stab somebody pretty easily. Like if you were winning and beating somebody up pretty bad, instinctively he would probably stab you just to get you off of him if he could. It's a dangerous world. I mean, it's a dangerous game, and a lot of people don't realize the implications. There's a side of us that wants to be tough, but none of us wants to be in those situations at all. And I think about
I
that.
would, yeah, exactly. People want to be tough, but I've been tough. I've lived tough.
Yeah,
Here's the thing, but tough, I'm getting older. I
yeah,
can't afford to be in street fights. I
no,
took on two guys and won, but still, I was still sore afterwards. And I was in my 20s.
absolutely. And
So a lot of these guys saying, well, less than lethal. A lot of telling me they say, oh, only less than lethals. Yeah, you just can't fight. I'm like, I can fight. I just, I'm getting too old to basically deal with that stuff no more. You know what I
nobody
mean?
nobody wants to be a part of any of it. I think about myself all the time, man. Like I do a lot of knife training. I've gotten deeper and deeper into it, and but it's and I stab into things, and I like stuff that'll give me a response. I create my own targets to hit, and
Yeah.
it just but sometimes, man, I walk away from these training sessions, where even if I'm just training angles, kind of like the way a boxer shadow boxes, I think about, it's so much easier to train this stuff. It's so much easier to go through this flow and develop this martial art and this style that looks good. But I think about, man, really having to take a knife and to put it where these drills would have me to put it. I think
Mhm.
about a lot of these things where I cut and do power assisting, in different directions, and what
Yeah.
that would be in real life. And I'm thinking, dude, I'll train this. I want to know it. I want to have this flow, but
Yeah.
there's nothing in me ever that ever wants to know what this would really do. And
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Well, I think I would know. Hmm.
Yeah, was
I
that?
have actually been stabbed, so
Yeah. Oh my goodness. It's I think about guys who went into the military who were forced to go in situations and do things that we get on YouTube and talk about. And I'll say,
well, the thing is, I don't even have to imagine. I didn't was never in the military,
yeah,
but I've been in situations like that, and
yeah,
it's I could tell you a story about when I was a teenager in a bad neighborhood trailer
yeah,
park, and this guy said I didn't have the ball to put scissors through his hand, and then that type of neighborhood, you don't back down from a challenge. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And I put the scissors through his hand, right
yeah,
through the table too. Put a nice hole in his hand. He there was a fight that ensued. He got me to headlock. Then I got back out, got the scissors again. I was gonna kill this dude. You know,
yeah,
and
yeah,
he tries to slap me, and he slapped me on the head with a light tin broomstick handle. One's made of tin. Didn't phase me. Didn't care. I mean, until basically he took the end, like the opened end of that tin broomstick handle. Right, I'm talking the open end of it, and just speared me in the chest.
yeah.
That stopped me.
Yeah. Thankfully, my life has been, just pretty much just limited to hard training. Been in some fights, nothing where weapons was involved, and I was younger, and you realize, and honestly too, man, I think that fighting is child. People who are quick to fight, it's child's play. In a
Yeah,
like being a grown up child, I watch these fight circuits, these MMA circuits all around the world, and there's this circuit in Russia. I don't really know the name of the organization, man, but these guys can't even wait to get into the octagon before they start scrapping.
yeah.
And I don't know, man. It's crazy how people want to throw themselves at it. I think a lot of people want to
Well, I think
know what
that's for the show. You know what I mean?
I think
Once
so too. Yeah, yeah. I think a lot of people want to know. I think a lot of people are curious about what they can do.
it's kind of like pro wrestling. It's like I think that's
They
a
promote it.
wrestling technique.
They let them hit each other a couple of times to
It's
promote.
not real. I mean, that part's not real. The fight is real, but
Yeah,
basically, it's basically building up the tension.
yeah.
Um,
I see that because it's a lot of slaps. They'll open hands slap each other pretty quick. And every now and then you'll see somebody appear to get wobbled. It's crazy, the
uh,
energy that some guys have with regards to this kind of stuff.
yeah,
I've just spent my whole life training hard, and one thing about this world of training is this you versus you. And I tell you, the elephant in the room, with all of this stuff is cardio, man.
yep,
It's the elephant in the room, because anybody can be deadly for a few seconds, but like the big elephant in the room is not getting tired. I think that
yeah,
is that's the big thing. And I tell people this: if you want to be in a fight, just go to war with your own cardio. Go to war with your own cardio or lack thereof.
true,
And
true, true.
that's a heck of a fight right there. I mean, like it's if people want to fight, then just get a good workout in. You'd be surprised. You versus you, that's a fight that I fight every day.
Yep, yep, yep.
You versus you. That's one of the things that keeps me sharp. And it's like
Yeah.
you can go, and the beauty of the gym and the beauty of training is that it gives you an opportunity to get this stuff out of our system and pray to God we
Oh yeah.
never have to do any of it,
Oh yeah. Well, I have a gym nearby. I also have home weight sets. So
yeah.
um,
The older we get, the more I've been told the beauty of sprints, which is wonderful because I hear that sprints boost testosterone. It's really all you need ultimately. It doesn't do as much damage to your knees. I've been incorporating more of that uphill sprints, fully dressed, and then you walk back to your starting line and then you sprint. I think it's 50 yards or something along those lines, 50 to 100 yards, and you're back down and you're sprinting again. And
good idea.
It boosts that cardio. They say sprints really boost testosterone. It boosts your metabolism.
Yeah.
I'm done. I used to do a lot of distance running. I'm kind of not as into that anymore. I'd rather push myself in other ways, but sprints is what I'm getting back into.
Yeah.
Because if you're the type of guy that don't get tired, you're more dangerous because you can.
There are other things besides combat when it comes to survival to think about, like food,
absolutely.
Food, a lot of other things, that people don't think about, like when the electricity goes out. Like I watch a lot of survival channels.
Yeah,
and I kind of get a lot of things. Like for example, I bought like a propane heater. I thought I would need it for the winter. I had to, just in case of power outage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A little bit of prepping. That's my buddy at Safe. My buddy at Safe Prep that I've mentioned. He's a hilarious guy. I met him on TikTok.
Yeah.
He's a very good, mild. He's very much like he's a funny guy, but he's not an over the top. Like I don't like frenzy. I don't like frenzy.
Oh yeah, I understand. I'm a fan of Die Old Bullfrog or Uncle Al. He's a old school prepper. No,
yeah, kind of moderate as you go, lifestyle prepping.
This is a watch I recently purchased. I ordered a while back. I like analog watches because in case there's no internet and the grid goes down, you can't tell what time it is. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So you got to have an analog watch. But the problem is with analog watches is that the batteries just go out and you can't open the battery case.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because the screws are so small.
Think about an analog watch,
Yeah. And the thing is, this is solar powered.
A solar powered watch.
Yep. Kind of like those solar powered calculators you saw in high school.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And so like if the power was to go out, if you went outside, I guess the thing you'd have to be able to set the time to something. But like it's solar powered, meaning like the watch is, as long as there's some sunlight, it would work all the time.
It's kind of like any light it absorbs, kind of like those calculators you see.
Yeah, it would keep it going. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, that is definitely something to add to the arsenal, because the world of prepping is it's supplies and it's skill set. I think that's the basically the way it sums up. If you can prep supplies and skills, you've really come to have a good a good setup.
Yep.
Well, brother, I'm actually I'm running out of time. I've got
it's about the end anyway. I'm gonna plug your channel and 411 Outdoors LLC and plug your channel.
Yeah, I really appreciate it, brother. I really appreciate you having me on, and good to finally just get to talk with you, over the screen,
Yes.
And you're a nice guy, man, and I think you've got a lot of cool things you bring to the table, and you've definitely introduced me to some good ideas, because you're the first one I've ever talked to about a lot of these non-lethal options that are really cool stuff, man.
Well, I would suggest watching my videos, and of course watching the interview I previously did with Airgun Alley Miami. That's on my channel, Slingshot Warrior. You've seen me. I got the same avatar.
Yeah, I need to plug your channel anyway on mine. I like to do shout outs. Shout outs are fun. I need to do them more often. I'm probably going to. It would be cool to, to do a weekly shout out. It's just it's good for the community. So I most definitely need to plug your channel as well.
Well, I would. I'm gonna make sure there was some. This will give you some views. I'm gonna upload this soon, and any thing you want to end it with before?
Yeah, I just tell everybody to keep at it, keep training, keep it fun, keep it interesting. Keep building that warrior mindset. Stay strong in a society that's growing weak. Keep your body hard and keep your heart tender.
And of course, maintain your wolf energy. And what wolf energy is a philosophy.
Yeah,
it's a philosophy. Basically, you defend your pack, you stay masculine, you stay strong.
Absolutely.
And basically, that's what wolf energy is. Basically, helping your pack, defending yourself, being masculine. It's
Absolutely.
the philosophy of wolf energy.
The world needs it, man. The world needs us, man, to be this way. Society needs us to be this way, and it makes the world a better place. And I've noticed that when people who have a warrior mindset, they're not the ones fighting. Warriors are not fighting each other. Thugs, there's a difference between thugs and warriors. There's a difference. Thugs are fighting one another. Warriors don't need to do that. Warriors are too busy developing themselves as warriors, and they always respect and recognize other warriors. So,
well, I hope you recognize me as a warrior.
I do, man. I do, and you keep at it. And I enjoy hearing from you and what you contribute, brother. I'll catch you.
Closing credits.
All right. Take care, buddy. I just hit the leave button, right?
Yeah, you just leave.
All right. See you.